Hi there, I'm Andrew, and this is my wife, Anita.
Hi there.
And we've been married for 26 years.
With 3 adult children.
And Hebrews 13:5 says,
Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you.
it was our theme scripture for our wedding day. And we've really discovered how powerful that verse is in our lives and our own relationship with God and with each other. And really where that came into play for us was we had this very ominous day in our relationship.
It was our 10th wedding anniversary, the day of.
And there were some plans that were made by somebody that fell apart. And there were some significant disappointments that day. But those disappointments led us to some deep conversation, which propelled us into some very important discovery.
Yeah, that we had a really good marriage, but it really needed some work.
Yeah. And, we read the Bible, we prayed, and we connected with some people that had been married longer than us, and just to try and figure some things out. But really, for me, it started getting some clarity when I was reading Ephesians 5 and really convicted about some things there, where it talks about mutual submission, then it talks to us as husbands about the way that we're supposed to love our wives like Christ loved the church. I mean, he gave his whole life and to make the church holy, to purify us. And it also says that we're supposed to love our wives as we love our own body. And so I started to really ponder those thoughts and allow God to speak to me about that stuff. And I realized that I had really become stubborn in some areas that I needed to love my wife. I had been withholding, and that really surprised me. But I knew that I needed to. The Bible was teaching me that I needed to love my wife the way Christ loved the church.
And when he did that, it opened up my heart to receive love from God that I had never experienced before, and then taught me how to trust Andrew and open up my heart to him and love him in ways that were really significant for us.
Yeah, and I mean, that was incredible because I started to love you in these ways, and just the way that you opened up to me, and then you would love me back in ways that were important to me, and I experienced God's love in a way I'd never experienced before. And for us, it was really practical. We just really discovered that in the complexity of our life that we needed to schedule time with one another. We needed to very practically find a time every week to spend time with each other. And when we started this, what we could afford to do was to get a babysitter and go out for a coffee and spend some time together. It wasn't really elaborate, but it was this time that we spent together that just rekindled our relationship, or actually brought us to a new place, and we like falling in love all over again and discovering each other in new ways than we had never discovered before. So what was really cool is it kind of brings us back to that scripture that we shared earlier, Hebrews 13:5, which says,
Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you.
and we saw the faithfulness of God in our own relationship, his faithfulness to us and to each other, and there were some other things we discovered out of that too.
Yeah, with just the whole idea of sacrifice and how important sacrificing to one another is, because it was the greatest gift that God gave to us with Jesus dying on the cross. And learning to give of ourselves to each other was so important, so key to bringing us closer together and being able to, just love each other like we should be loving each other.
Yeah. So we really practically, we want to encourage you today. Don't wait till tomorrow, but today, schedule some time with each other. And that might not be the key thing for you, but schedule some time together this week to spend time together to talk about your relationship and discover areas that you can work on and need to be improved, and you can move forward ultimately to love God by loving your spouse. And so we really want to encourage you to do that. Spend some time with each other and grow together as you keep pursuing God and his heart on your own and together. God bless you. Thanks for being with us.
Bye-bye.